Okay, here we are in part two. Here we're going to talk about still talking about deciding, but now I'm talking about deciding ahead of time how you're going to read each possession. And I'm a big watcher of NFL football here in North America. That's the National Football League, and there's a lot of there's a big understood paradigm between the coach and the player. In foosball, you often have to be both the coach, your own coach, and your own player. You don't see people with coaches, the coaches making the play calls or stuff like that. But in football and baseball and other sports like that, you really see coaches. They'll actually call in the play, and the players will just run the play without question. Over the years, I've had to learn that those two people, the coach and the player, really have to be separate people. I can't be switching back and forth between who they are, especially between when actually playing on the table and trying to react to loose balls and just be like the player and turn your mind off and kind of get into the zone kind of thing. You can't be the coach. You can't be constantly analytical while that ball's bouncing around and second guessing decisions and stuff like that. It just doesn't work. At least it just doesn't work for me. So I came up with a scheme of following kind of the footsteps of some of the best NFL coaches, where they've scripted their plays ahead of time. So the first 10 offensive plays that the team would run, the whole team would know what it was ahead of time, and it's totally scripted. It didn't matter what the defense was showing, this is what they're doing. And I thought, well, let's try that with foosball. And I actually tried to do this at the 2006 ITSF World Championships, where Mario Rigonello and myself played together in men's doubles and finished silver, which is pretty good for our first time really playing together down there in Italy. So it did actually have quite a bit of success actually with that type of mentality. Now, I wasn't just talking about I'm going to shoot push, I'm going to shoot middle, I'm going to shoot pull kind of thing. It's not that simple. It's about how I'm going to read, especially from the 3-bar. It mostly was about the 3-bar shooting. It was about how I was going to read from possession to possession, and if I got blocked. So this was the play calling that I had worked out for that tournament anyways. If I got blocked, I had a predefined way, another way that I was going to read the defense. So for example, at that time, my rollover was really about, like, I started from a standstill, went into a full rock, then into a stutter rock. Standstill, full rock, stutter rock. Standstill, full rock, stutter rock. So that was my cycle. And my play calling was that I'd always start off, it would dictate. So I'm going to shoot off the rock. Say, for example, the first time I get possession, I stand still, I'm kind of looking at the defense, just kind of seeing what's going on. I go into the rock, and I think, okay, my first possession, I'm going to shoot off the rock at a man. That's just what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go through my cycle, and so I'd start off stand still, go into my rock, and then stutter rock. Stand still, go into my rock. So really here, I'm really reading what are they doing when I'm rocking. But I'm still going to go through my other cycles, so they don't really know which one I'm doing, which one I'm reading off of. So stand still, go into the rock. Say, notice pull there, and shot pull on that case. Okay, so now if I got blocked, I had, my next play would have been something like stand still. It would have been something like shoot hole off of the stutter rock. So say I got blocked, and now I'd move on to the next play. But if I didn't get blocked, I'd keep at it. So if something's working, I'm a pretty big believer that don't change until it's broken kind of thing, or don't fix it if it's not broke. So if something was working, so if I was able to keep scoring off that rock, I would just keep shooting man off that rock until they blocked me once. Now in Italy, the games were to 7, so you really had to make quick adjustments. You didn't have time to try 2 or 3 balls to kind of try out different types of reading, so I wanted to make really quick adjustments, and games were to 7, so it really helped. As soon as I got blocked once, I moved on to the next play. So in this case, the next play was off a stutter, shoot at hole. So again, I do my same thing, set up, stand still, rock, and then stutter, kind of thing. And then I keep doing that until I got blocked once, and so then I had the next play in mind, which was the standstill. I think it was standstill man. So now I set up standstill. All those other times I set up standstill, I was kind of seeing what did they do when I was standstill. So now I know I'm shooting at a man when I'm standstill. So now I'm rocking, I'm stutter rocking, I'm still. Now what is he doing? Okay, fine. I'll rock, stutter rock, just faking him out, standstill. And then I shoot at a man off the standstill. And so then I had a series of these plays. There was 5 of them. So it was the rock man, stutter rock, hole, then standstill, man, and then defender want was my final one. And then I had a whole bunch of other plays within a little piece of paper to help me remember different ways. I think one of them was even called peekaboo, that I think Rob Atha will remember quite well because I worked pretty well against him at one tournament. Peekaboo is that one where you pretty much, I'm standstill, but then I'm looking down on the floor, and then I'm pretty much picking a hole in mind. Say I'm seeing push. Just in this example, it can't be in any hole because I can't shoot any hole off of a standstill. But in this example, it might have been push. So I'm standstill, push, just totally still, and then I look up at the defense without giving away the fact that I'm looking up. My eyes just all of a sudden look, and you kind of like, is it open? So I'm peeking. Is it open? Yes or no? And if it's open, shoot it. If not, don't shoot it. And then look back down. Is it open? And then shoot, kind of thing. So it was like a peekaboo, like when the defense is really getting on you. Just a totally different thing to do. That might, the defense might have been figuring out what it is you're doing, but now you're on to your next play. You're shooting a different way. They don't really understand why you're shooting that way now. And you don't even have to wait until you get blocked to really shoot a different way. You can say, for example, if you know the defense is smart enough that he's going to be adjusting along with you, as most good defenders do, then you can actually make audibles or whatever, and actually change the play sooner without even getting blocked. And that actually works quite well too, as long as you're playing against a good defender. So then that really helped to have those five plays scripted beforehand, so I knew when I got blocked, I knew what I was doing next. There wasn't any, oh, what's the defense doing? What's kind of second guessing? Why did I get blocked? Would I get it out there? No, there was no question. I knew exactly what I was doing next. Very simple decision. Very easy way just to erase that whole ability of having to be the coach on the table, so that the coach ahead of time, the coach was my piece of paper that said, okay, now you're doing this. When you get blocked, now you're doing this next one. So it made it really quite easy to shoot a certain way and shoot with confidence, because my piece of paper, my coach said so. I lined them out. They made sense, shooting one after another that way, so that if I got blocked in one type of play, the next play actually would work against it if the defense was still doing the same type of defense. So there was at least some thought back to the pattern behind those plays. And you can come up with your own playbooks within the way you shoot. Say you shoot a pole, and you can think, well, some pole shooters, basically I think there's two different types of pole shooters. There's pole shooters that shoot, they choose a hole based on what they shot the last possession. That's one type of pole shooter. And then the other type of pole shooter is one where they love a certain hole, and they'll keep pounding that hole until you adjust to it and block it. And most of the time that's long. There are some shooters that really love straight and some that really love middle, but most of the time, at least within the States and in Canada, the long is their favorite. Tracy McMillan comes to mind, but he's smart enough not to fall for it. That he'll keep busting that long, and he'll wait you out until you actually finally commit something out there, and then never come off of it, and then he'll start shooting somewhere else. So there's two different types of pole shooters, and these types of pole shooters could kind of vary the way they shoot. At one point in time, they could kind of decide, like if you had these two different pole shooters, they could kind of have a way to go back and forth. They could shoot, that stubborn way where they got a hole in mind, they're just pounding it, and then the next time they get the ball, they could all of a sudden switch to say, oh, now I've been pounding this long. Let's see how are they adjusting to that long? Are they opening up the middle? Are they leaving now more of the straight to cover that long? So now they'll use what they shot previously to shoot what they'll shoot next. So that type of mentality can be used as well. And then flip back and forth as whenever they get blocked shooting that way, now all of a sudden they're stubborn again. They're back to their favorite hole, waiting for it just to be open, and then bang, they'll hit that long. Then if they get blocked, they'll switch back to the other one, and might even have other ways to do that as well. So I think it's really quite helpful to be able to have that coach, that pre-scripted play, telling you what it is you're supposed to be doing, how it is you're supposed to be reading ahead of time, so you don't have to make those kind of decisions in a match when you're just trying to be the player and just trying to react to what's going on and be able to just be in the zone, not have to think about